For a second, I contemplated I wanted to do "Welcome to the Grand," and I was like, "That's actually the stupidest idea I've ever fucking had in my entire life. I'm not gonna do that. That'd be lame as shit."
That's a podcast Robbie idea.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it. And then if you're thinking like we kind of did because we just heard it, no, that was me telling you about, which are two very distinctly different things. Missed that shot by a mile. That's depressing. It's gonna be a bad episode. Missed the opening shot of the tissue throw. It's a problem,
I'm getting
man.
nervous now.
That's gonna be fine. Even though I have absolutely nothing to talk about. When has my inability to do something ever stopped me from doing it in the past?
I have something to talk about. It's pretty interesting. I just learned how this.
I can tell it's so interesting because you started saying that before I spoke and you said it right after I spoke, ignoring what I said until you get to your thing, which is your classic Robbie move. Really,
I didn't hear what you said at all. I'm sorry.
I know because you're such a fucking piece of shit. Your classic thing is just. All right, I'm gonna say okay. I'm just gonna ignore everything he says until I get to say what I want to say.
No, I was yawning. I didn't know you were talking. I thought it was silent. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, it's all good, man. Say your thing. You know, it sounds so cool. What you got?
I didn't know until about 2 days ago how a diaphragm worked. Would you like me to share with the class? Because it's actually not what I thought.
Okay, let me take a blind shot here. Were you watching? Did this epiphany involve Jordana Brewster?
As a matter of fact, it did.
I can only imagine the rest of the story then.
That's
what do you
crazy.
got for us?
How'd you do that?
I don't know. I'm just really like good at guessing things actually.
So I never thought about it for a reason, but I always assumed that a diaphragm was just basically shaped like a condom,
right?
And it's just like rested there, and that's what it did. You shouldn't have to wear it. And then I was particularly paying attention to the shape of the diaphragms. They show it in the thing with Jordana Brewster. I'm amazed you figured it out, by the way. And I'm like, well, that's not shaped like a condom at all. Actually,
not even a little bit.
How does this work? I'm like, actually, it's shaped rather. It's a lot larger than I would assume it needs to be. How does this work? So I looked it up.
Dome.
Yeah, apparently they just
big old dome,
and they just hangs out in there. It's like a purse.
Big old dome. Yeah.
It's disturbing. And apparently, if you feel it, then it's in wrong. So you shouldn't even know it's up there. That's blew my mind.
What blew my mind is that you're 28 years old.
I don't think anyone uses.
And you're like, how's contraceptive work?
No one uses those things anymore.
Because contraceptive is a fucking the agenda of the liberal left. Okay, Biden's America is contraceptives, dude. Everyone knows that the only way to have sex is to pump and dump. All right,
it's not healthy otherwise.
No, dude, it's actually against God otherwise. All right, the problem, guys, isn't premarital sex. It's sex without intention of reproduction. All right,
that's actually true.
Purposeful and dutiful, you must reproduce. And think about it too, honestly. It's like, are you? Here's something that this country is made backwards to keep us oppressed. Mm-hmm. Okay, People are always like, oh, it's not financially responsible to have a kid. We shouldn't do that. We should have more security, better house, better money, blah blah blah, better income. Yeah, for one kid, when you're trying to have one child and have like, oh, I'm having the nuclear family, dude. If you have 65 children, you've created a horde of workers. And also everyone always gets on like child labor laws. Like, yeah, those aren't applicable to the actual household you live in. That's like you can't go out of your home and work somewhere. If a father wants to say, son, you're getting up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and you're working from 6 a.m. till fucking 3 a.m. You get a 3-hour nap in between, you're working again the next day. And you have 65 of those kids. 60 of them are going to be too dumb to say anything anyway. The other 5 of them who are wanting to talk, they're going to feel too odd if there's fucking 60 guys against them. It's not like in a household of 5 where it's like, I'll speak about my mind. You're not speaking up shit in 65 fucking kids of your peers. You're a union. There's going to be one union delegate for the entire offspring. He's going to come and talk to father. Like, father, we want better wages. Like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I'll have 65 new kids.
So it sounds like you're a large proponent in the notion of Mormonism.
Yeah. Big time, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Also, yeah. And Genghis Khan. Mm-hmm. Everyone was like he had I don't know 1,000 children.
He's a great skateboarder.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What's that about?
It's in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really good. It's a really nice color commentary.
That's what I'm here for.
But really, admittedly, think about it. You need money to have like 2 kids. Like, oh, they're gonna be in this. I gotta be able to afford their soccer jerseys. One of them's probably one's gonna love like this Capri Sun, the other one's gonna love this Capri Sun. Like, I buy both boxes for my 2 kids, love them to death. You have 65 kids. You think you love your 65 kids to death?
You think you would know the names of your 65 kids?
Dude, fuck that. They're letters. And then they repeat. Okay.
Then it's A and B,
yeah, exactly.
C.
We first generation, and we have fucking Degrassi new generation. Okay.
Dude, speaking of Mormonism,
I'm not done talking.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where you thought that was me finishing the conversation
I
up.
don't know either. That was very
We'll,
ignorant
we'll,
of me.
we'll move on past that digression. Okay, that's when you'd be. Let's see. That's why you couldn't have 65 kids that you loved equally because you pissed me off and there's just one brother. Imagine if I had 65 brothers, but goddamn, they all suck. Okay.
No. Based on your point, you'd be too afraid to speak of your mind. We all just take over and you just fall in line.
There's one guy who's in charge.
Yeah, the parent you said before that. Your whole story started off with 65
Robbie,
kids.
Then I said, John, you mean if you were listening to the conversation, you heard me say there's one union delegate.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
It's like I have to spoon feed everything to you. Okay, whatever you think you bested me on, you didn't. Okay, you think oh I forgot? No, I didn't forget anything. It's all been accounted for. Okay, Jesus Christ! Don't you ever try that again. Oh, I gotta pull the fast one. No, you didn't. No one ever has. No one ever will. Anyway, I'm thinking about legitimately. Okay, what can possibly be the cost of living for 65 kids? It has to be minimum. It has to be just meeting the means. It's not like you can't be like, no. It's not like, oh yeah, it's my. First off, birthdays are completely erased from the calendar. You're not celebrating 65 birthdays. You're not buying 65 presents. Okay, you have one communal celebration with just good food. That's their gift. Instead of just having I don't know, wheat thins, cheese, and water, they get to actually have a meal for once. I mean, maybe they can, and I was gonna say maybe it's kind of like a prison, but they get to see the sun all day long. They're working out there for me, It's like can you talk in the conversation a little bit? Dude, I need some pickups here, bro.
Are you serious? I talked too much before, so now I'm trying to take a step back.
And then
now
as I'm talking, you're not
little.
acknowledging. You're just playing their foot like,
Oh my god, this is no pleasing you.
Yeah.
This is no pleasing you.
Yeah. But think about the workforce aspect of it. Imagine anything you want to get done. You're like, yeah, everyone's like, I think I want to put a pool in. Like, you want to call someone? Like, no, I have 65 unpaid workers who are going to go dig that pool out for me. It'd be pretty awesome.
Well, I was trying to think of a way to answer your question before we did this cute little thing. We didn't stop talking.
Yeah. Right. I'm the issue here.
You said the price thing about 65 kids. I'm trying to think. Eventually, I think after like maybe 10 kids, the price kind of just balances out.
What do you mean?
Based on cost of everything else.
Actually, if you have 65 kids in general, and you're having a competent workforce underneath you, under your thumb, it's like, honestly, every person, what we need to do, first we need to thin off the population, all right? We need to thin off the population. We need to reduce these numbers to like at least, let's take America from 330 million to 100 million, okay?
Okay.
Let's remove 250 million Americans.
Just like that.
You take those people, now you separate. Okay, cities, blast of the past. All right, we all go rural. All right, we all have these big farmlands. Okay, you have 65 kids working on a big farm, dude. They pay for themselves. You're generating some fucking revenue with those guys. You have a workforce going, dude. You're making bank. I just watched this. I saw a short on YouTube today. Remember the fucking superficial scene in Yellowstone where Beth's like, "I've made billions of dollar deals all my life. Now I'm gonna make one for you, Poppy." Remember that?
Yeah, no.
And Kevin Costner's like, well, gee, Beth, thanks. That sounds terrific. I'd love nothing more than that. You're the best daughter ever. Fucking, you're terrific. And then she's like, yeah, we're going to. Then this is the crazy part, too. That show had the balls to be like, guys, Beth's so smart. She's the first person to ever say, what if we just, like, sell our cattle for meat? And John's like, that's a great fucking idea. I never thought of that. Maybe the ranch should make money. So my point is, though,
how do they make money? I don't even know what they do on that ranch.
I don't know, man.
They just play with horses.
I don't know, dude.
They
do a lot of fence building on that show.
Yeah, tons of fences.
A lot of fence building.
Always moving cattle from one end to the other.
People are like, yo, what's Yellowstone about? I'm like, it's about a lot of guys just putting up fence work. It's really good for fence lovers.
Yeah.
Anything else about the show? There's some cool action scenes too. Yeah, it's good acting.
Not a while though.
No, I don't know, man. I saw that scene where another YouTube short because I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm better than like all these. I'm not going to go on TikTok. I'll stay off that stuff. Don't go to Instagram Reels as much. I was like, so then instead of just like, I don't know, reading a book, I decided to go to YouTube and do the exact same thing on a different platform to feed my addiction.
But it's different though.
Because it's YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube's pretty cool. YouTube Shorts, though, shows, I saw a clip of the woman saying to Beth, like, I'm going home with her husband. And I was like, well, I just felt my dick move. That was fucking cool. So the show's pretty sick sometimes.
Does YouTube Shorts have like its own specific logo or no?
Yeah, it's the YouTube play button that says shorts next to it.
So I think they should change it to the play button instead of
no, you're wrong. They should have it where
shorts.
They should have it They should have it where it's a big play button and a little play button, and they do like the twins poster. So it's marketed together. So it's like, hey, here's YouTube, then here's YouTube Shorts. It's the Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
That's a pretty good idea. And I think too, when you log in on the side. Actually, I guess it already does that. Is on the side with the whole music tab now? Is there like a shorts tab?
Okay. On the bottom.
That was gonna be my next
What
suggestion.
I don't like though is that YouTube's like, oh, you like shorts even a little bit, even a modicum amount of liking these shorts. Well, now whenever you launch your app, you're going to the shorts page to start.
Oh, that's
a little messed up.
That's super annoying.
It's a little unfair, but I'm a bitch for it, so it works, man. I like the YouTube shorts though, but I feel like
they do seem a little bit better somehow.
I don't know. I think it's just because it's just YouTube, man. It's not
That's
TikTok.
probably why.
You know why? It's not Chinese malware.
Yeah.
It's American malware.
You're right. It's better that way.
Dude,
it's homegrown
American malware. That's what you want it to be. No, that's the problem. I'm fine. Everyone's like, we can't have these companies stealing information. Again, not the foreign ones.
That's a good point. I'd rather have my nation steal my information.
Dude, fuck
than
yeah,
another
dude.
nation.
I'm gonna be a part of this nation. This guy once said something along the lines of like, that's not what you can do for your country, but what your country can do for you. Or the inverse of that, perhaps. Maybe I did.
It might have been the other way, I think. Yeah.
But you get the gist of it. Yeah. It's a roundabout way of saying like, we're gonna spy on you. We're gonna take all your information, and that's fine. That's the step one of the process. I'm all for. It's step two. You sell to other countries. That's the problem there. That's the issue. I saw a video fucking talking about Apple saying how apparently Apple sells some piece of shit fucking computer they make, as all they do with all of them, but they sell some absolute piece of shit opposed to they're just casual pieces of shit they produce. And apparently they sell like the base price on their website. First of all, this isn't like you're going to like you're making a custom computer. It's through their own like customize your build, right? Mm-hmm. One of those things. The
what
base
can you actually do to customize it? Fucking change the color.
Probably about that,
because again,
it's like again, like you're not. What could you possibly ramp up to as far as specs? What is this computer gonna do? It's a fucking piece of shit, right? It's ugly. It's dumb. Okay, all that nonsense put aside, though, the base price for this like 2019 Apple Pro plus bajillion dumb shit, right? $5,000. Expensive. Yeah, expensive. It's like a desktop over there.
Ridiculous.
And it's like this disgusting mesh chrome, like it's all metal. All close off, you can't see inside. It looks like a cheese grater. It literally it's all metal. It's all metal, but it has these little like grooves, like so it's going out like the actual fucking cheese grater.
And it's a tower like that.
Tower.
Oh, okay.
So it starts off at $5,000. If you go through all the specs and the customizations, and you pick each most expensive variation of that customization, you know what the computer costs? $52,000.
I was nowhere near.
You were off by $40,000.
A little bit, yeah.
Which is. It's all close with horseshoes and hand grenades. But I mean, $40,000 being off by $40,000 is okay if you're like guessing the price of a home or the price of a car, not the price of a fucking computer. You know what I mean by that? Like being off by like $4,000, like wow, $16,000. I guess that's steep. Mm-hmm. But $52,000 and Apple sells, and then here's the hilarity of it. The hilarity for charity is this, right? Mm-hmm. You know what? Apple has a turn-in service on their website, you can like type in what your product is, how old it is, the condition it's in. They'll tell you what it's worth.
Yeah.
So if you were to buy that computer on Monday, get it on Wednesday, decide you want to give it back to Apple on Thursday, you know what they give you the value of that $52,000 investment you made?
$10,000.
$972.
Oh, dude, when we were paying Valorant, we were just getting fucked mercilessly in the ass.
Yeah, that's what Apple does.
That doesn't even come close to what Apple's doing.
Yeah, Apple thinks it's actually almost honorable how dishonorable they can be.
Oh my god.
It goes full circles. It gets like how with everything you feel bad for the person. You're like, oh, that sucks. Like yeah, it really sucks that I'm sorry you got jumped and beat up. And like, yeah, it sucks. I was just taking a nice stroll at midnight through the park. I'm like, well, what'd you expect, really? It sucks you got beat up, but like, it's also kind of your own fault. It gets to the point where it's like, Apple, you guys are assholes, but you're doing it pretty well. So I'll give you credit where credit's due.
That's a clever twist.
Exactly. Well, I'll give you that. That's a clever twist. It is. It really is. But yeah, so if you guys want to burn a $52,000 hole in your pocket, and then
what kind of specs we talking about? Is it even worth anything?
No, it's not. It looks like a cheese grater, and it has an Apple logo on it, and it has like a stupid fucking mouse. So for some reason they think it makes more sense to have like a touchpad mouse on a fucking piece.
Sucks, yeah.
All pieces of shit. Fuck Apple. I'm surprised my phone didn't catch fire right there. What was I saying? Dog.
It's probably going to explode tonight now when we go to bed.
Yeah, we're going to be dead by tomorrow. Oh, no, yeah, if you have a $50,000 hole burning a hole in your pocket, that makes sense. If you have $50,000 that you're just dripping to spend, right? And you're thinking like, well, I would like to at least know that my investment recoups some sort of worth and holds up. So you either A, spend $52,000 on like an Apple Pro Plus 2, or you could spend $52,000 on our Patreon.
Yeah.
Nice segue, right?
Very good.
And then here's what you're thinking, like, well, what's the monetary value of holding that? I'll do a little trade secret. All right. I'll be full. I know a lot of times people don't, creators and celebrities and stars and peoples of interests. They don't like talking about the figures and the finances. I'll be very cavalier here. No one up to this current point of recording has ever given us $52,000 in any capacity. So unlike Apple, who's only going to think that that's not even worth its golden grad and be worth $972, you give us $52,000. Name your price on what you fucking want. You can have. We'll call it Patreon. It'll be the Brothers Yurasits show with your name as the third person. You're not going to be in the show, of course, but you'll have your name there. So you'll have this remote sense and this sliver of like acceptance and worth and something. And to be fair, if you're contemplating giving us $52,000, you're desperately looking for that. And this could be your way to find it. And people are like, that's exploitive. It's not exploitive. It's like what Apple does. It's where you fuck someone so dishonorable, it becomes honorable again.
It's not exploitive. We will suck and fuck anything.
I will
just
suck
point.
And I will fuck. Just and also I'll fuck it.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah, man. Ryan Phillippe, man. That movie, he looked on Voodoo. That looked like shit, by the way.
Yeah, it looked embarrassingly bad.
Whoever's curious in the Ryan Phillippe update of the week. We're doing a new segment presented by Mamitas. You okay with that? Okay.
You okay with
the Ryan Phillippe update is yeah. So apparently he did some movie. I don't remember the name of it. It's not that in depth of an update. It's kind of just more of like an opinion based thing. Also, apparently, Mom's watching that show. Actually, that he was on that Big Sky thing. Apparently, he dies in like the first episode.
That's hilarious.
Which is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
She was watching like 4 days. I walked past. I keep seeing all these actors. I'm like, yo, why the fuck is Reba in this? Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that show.
Like its cast is so huge. I haven't seen Ryan Phillippe once. And he's not in it. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching it for then? I didn't understand it at all. I thought the only reason to watch anything is if it has the prospect of Ryan Phillippe being in it.
That's why I don't watch a lot of shows.
I know. And you're thinking like, well then, wow, so why didn't you watch Shooter on USA for 3 years? Because it was Shooter on USA for 3 years.
That's a very valid point.
But no, he did some movie where it's like the guy who cut the trailer was like, this is a mob movie where he's like a hitman, like a John Wick. And then the writer was like, no, this is actually about a lockpick guy.
Dude, you're so loud.
So it made no sense. It didn't make any sense at all. Think about it. The trailer was cut like this is I don't know, the Transporter 3, but in actuality the guy lives in like a small town in Arkansas and kicks locks. He's a locksmith.
He's the best lockpicker we've ever seen.
In
this
county.
One of those
I know, one of those dummy door ones.
He's like, and he just in 3 seconds. He's like, yeah, I still got it.
Dude, you're a fucking locksmith, bro.
And also, dude, those things aren't that. Those aren't even real locks.
This is even dumber than that movie Travolta did, where he was like stealing paintings. And he was stealing paintings.
Was that called The Forger or something stupid?
Yeah, he's like, I wonder if I steal him and then I fake him.
It's the greatest fake I ever had.
It's like,
my son, Chai Sheridan. I give you this painting. Go to the
Yo, Ty Sheridan, you know how you're dying? How about I get you some fucking pussy before you die? That's what that movie's about. That was gross.
It was really gross. I
don't know why you did that, you little fucking ferret.
I don't know why I did that. I feel really disgusted. I'm sorry.
Anywho, ignoring that atrocity. Yeah, that really shook me, man. That was weird. That was a weird.
Why I did it. I have a reason for why I did it. Because I heard the Steve Byrne joke. I just wanted to do my ringtone.
Yeah.
So that popped into my head the other day. I used to know that. I almost knew that entire special by heart.
Yeah, man.
Okay, it was pathetic. My point is, I thought about the other day.
You used to like that a lot. We watched that way too much. I remember thinking like, because remember we watched it one day, and then we went over to douchebag Davey Davies.
Yeah. And
we watched it again, and then we watched it the next day as well. I was like, bro, it's the third day in a row we're watching the special.
Yeah, dude, and I know what you're thinking, right? You get up, it's nice. She thinks, oh, good, you're gonna come. I go, pull out an athletic mouth guard piece. I start doing lunges in front of her, okay?
Steve Byrne, dude.
Yeah, I still
know almost Steve Byrne fan, you guys think like, well, why don't you watch a show on TBS for 2 years? Well, because it was a show on TBS for 2 years.
What was it called? Irish and Sons?
Yeah, it was called a Very Irish Boy. Very good Irish boy.
Hey, he's Korean, dude.
I said Irish.
You're right, I'm sorry.
So... Listen, man.
We did watch that. That show sucked. It's produced by Vince Vaughn.
I was going to say, you know who produced it? Vince Vaughn. You know how much? Do you want to know how much weight a producer credit on TBS of Vince Vaughn holds in the real world?
Not as much as you think.
Zip. Way less than you think. I thought it'd hold something. I thought it'd be like, well, you get at least 3 seasons. Nope, you only get 2.
Yeah, it's on TBS. Like your audience is like 6.5.
Yeah,
people.
it'd be like if I don't know. I was gonna say it'd be like if Tracy Morgan had a show on TBS. He does have a show on TBS. Look at that. Wow. I guess that's where all the greats go.
Was that not planned?
No, that wasn't completely planned.
Oh, dude, that was just a fucking aha moment.
No, it's called like He's
a really good actor, man.
I'm the O. I think it's called the Oest OG or something like that.
Was that like that like faux reality show he had? Like I got hit by a bus.
Something like that, I think. Yeah.
I'm on TBS.
That's not good.
For like 1 second, I sounded like
second of a thing, and you lost it instantaneously. You didn't really lose. You never even had it. You had to like you know when something's like in the pool and you're trying to like swipe it up with your hand, it goes through your fingers, kind of like you're trying to like, move it through. Fuck it, you can't grab. It's like that's what you did with the Tracy Morgan impression.
That was an amazing analogy.
Dude, you know what was fun with pools? You know what's like? You know what's not? Yeah, but you know what's like an unsung hero, like an overlooked. Basically, I'm saying the kids got it right. Adults we need to have more adult-oriented time doing this. Just tossing down a torpedo and just swimming down to get it and going right back up. That shit was the bomb, dude. That was the tits. Did you not agree? That shit was fucking awesome. Like, yo, check that. That's how fast you can get it. Or your friend throws 2 of them down, and another 2, you and your boy, as your third friend throws them down, you guys race to the bottom so you don't get the fucking things.
I didn't have too many friends,
Graham,
so I never did that.
Or you got a pack of them where it's like a red versus blue team. I heard what you said. I don't give a shit. You're talking.
That's what was so funny.
When it's red and blue, you got a pack of 2 things. It's like 5 torpedoes each. And you throw them all around the pool, and then you race to see who can get the red or blue ones first to finish all 5 of their ones. And they're all around the pool in the same area. You gotta figure, okay, I'm gonna go for that one, then that one, then this one, then that one, then that one, then this one. Mm-hmm. Fucking shit's awesome, dude. Pools are awesome. Pools are awesome. Great. Here's something else though. Pools all year round, fucking stupid.
You think so?
Yeah, don't like it. You should be able to look. There's not enough things in this life to look forward to. You should have You should look forward to your pool. You shouldn't have that all the time. Okay, it's like you should look forward. Imagine if you were having sex every second of the day. You'd be like, God, I just want to fucking read a book. You know, the reason you only want to have sex all the time,
pussy? Yes.
Yeah, a really good book. The reason you want to have sex all the time is because you're not having it all the time. You know,
that's a very good point.
Same thing with the pool, man. If you have a pool option every day of the year, here's something too. Check this out. If your pool's open 365 days a year, okay,
yeah,
you're gonna swim in it less than if you only had it open for 3 months.
The old philosopher.
That's a fact, Jack.
Did Confucius say that? Or did you come up with that?
A Confucian say.
I love him too because like he just called them out right then and there about it.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah, we should watch that. We should stop doing this thing right now and go watch that.
Yeah, I just want to finish this point, then we'll just go kick it to Punch Drunk Love. What was my point though?
Did you really have one?
No, it's the problem is that I'm just speeding through,
yeah,
and then you throw. It's like you throw a fucking baseball into the tire.
It's called a wrench into the plans.
Yeah, but I was doing this thing where I referenced when you were riding your bike, and I threw a baseball as hard as I got your tire. And you
I forgot you
the
did
bike.
that. Yeah, I forgot you did
Now
that.
I got a good fucking arm, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You guys don't get it. He was pedaling fast, and I threw a baseball into the front spoke of the tire, and he just flipped over. It was awesome.
I ate shit so hard I died.
My point was loosely regarding what were we talking about for real?
Something about something for something.
Yeah, something. Like, let's pull us back, then we'll end it. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the bicycle thing.
Before that,
dude, I can't remember before that.
Before you did the Punch Drunk Love bit. Confusion say.
Oh yeah, you were going on.
I said about the pool.
Pool show me experience because if you did it 365,
365. Yeah. So that's my point. You're gonna swim more if you only have it open for 2.5 months. Because you're gonna want to go there every single day. If you have it around all year long, like, I'll swim next week.
That's true. We had a pool. We lived in that pool.
Exactly. Second bit of it too. The reason I want a full year round is because this. I hate.
So maybe we would swim.
I hate.
Sorry.
I hate.
When I try to speak.
I dislike that.
Okay.
I hate.
It's very kind of you, actually.
No problem. I hate the idea of one season, 1 year round. Not being in the Northeast and having a fucking clear, distinct 4 seasons. I might kill myself.
I agree. The whole idea seems so disturbing.
It's like, can you imagine the sun out every day, all day? That's disgusting. That's like a desert. That's stupid. Can you imagine not having rain? First of all, I think I would go insane not having rain at least like once a fucking week. Can you imagine living in LA and it never rains?
That seems terrifying.
The rain's like the most calm days of the year.
Yeah, I love when it rains.
So do I. The rain's awesome. That's my point. I want the rain. I want snow. When people don't have snow, it's like, that's fucking terrible. should experience You should not nature. You should experience fucking, the climate for as long as we can. Since apparently it's running away from us, as long as we can hold on to it, we should try to embrace it. So everyone should just. That's the thing. We'll kill off 150 million Americans from everyone who's not in the Northeast.
It sounded monstrous when you first said, but in reality, that would really, diminish the size of our carbon footprint.
It would be
substantially. That might be the best thing forward.
Everyone's talking about, what if we stop eating cows? It's like, that's true. That could help. And if I killed 2/3 of the population, it'd also help that way too.
Then we could also eat cows.
Then we could eat cows.
And everybody wins.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's true. It's a great idea.
And look, not everybody in that 200,000 is really contributing much. Like they all can't be
100,000
podcasts like us. So
that's true.
So
that's true.
They're just taking
not
up
to mention,
space.
actually, here's the real bet. Here's the real perk of it. Not only would you here's my reason for why we should kill 2/3 of the population.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not only would it help the carbon footprint, and not only would it blah 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 what's it to you, but it would reduce the oversaturation of podcasts, allowing us to shine. That's actually it's almost like a win-win-win.
So if you can't afford to contribute to our Patreon, just go kill some people.
Yeah, that's a good message to end it on.
Yeah, it's healthy.
But you can't. No, but you have to really go out of your way to make sure that it doesn't at all tie into us whatsoever.
Maybe we shouldn't say that last part.
No, you said it. I didn't say anything.
Okay,
it's like when that part when 50 Cent went on that Tekashi song, and how everyone got arrested on that album, but 50 Cent, because he made sure to say that he's like, I am not gang. I do not gang bang. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to just do what 50 did.
Dude,
I am not promoting that you kill anyone at all in any way, shape, or form.
50 Cent went on a joke. He went on to a track.
All right, I did say you can meet at this location. And
yes. We meet every Thursdays. The password is Semper-Fi. 50 Cent did fucking say, though, he was like, look at that song. Everyone in that song on an album, they're all in jail. I'm not in jail. You know why I'm not in jail?
Because
I was giving a message.
Power, shit.
He's like, I was fucking saying to the prosecutors before the lawsuit even happened, I'm not a part of this.
It's pretty badass.
I am not gang. I do not gang bang. If you make me a pussy, I will bang bang. Okay? He's like, I'm gonna talk tough, but I'm not crazy.
Is that the actual lyrics?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the song is.
It's a Tekashi 6ix9ine song. The guy who remember such a clip the other day where he was saying
other rappers talk about things.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't realize you shouldn't fucking openly admit to crimes publicly with a record. It's like, okay, you didn't realize that? Maybe someone should have told you that. And maybe you should have maybe you know what you should have done? Maybe there should have been a moment when you were hanging out with one of your buddies and be like, hey, did you ever actually shoot up that mall? Oh no, that was just that was okay. Or what about that was also fake? Huh. What about and then guys are just all my raps are fake, yo. It's interesting. Are yours not fake? He's like, no, mine aren't fake at all. Actually, I think I need to call some people now, right now. Actually, this could be a sticky situation. And he went to jail. Yeah, so pretty uplifting ending the story. It's pretty good. It's one of those things. It's kind of like the Air Bud rule, where it's like you didn't know you needed the rule until it happened. Like, well, it doesn't say a dog can't play. I guess a dog can play. Then you're right. So I guess now, because of Tekashi, we have the written Air Bud rule of being like, don't actually write about your crimes. Keep those secrets. Write about fake stuff.